assuming that there's some kind of crash replacement chisel to go with that.
£500? You can buy a car for that.
Your bike. Evolutionary, or do you mean revolutionary?
No, I think evolutionary is the right word here. Hello, Singletrack listeners. This is the first Singletrack podcast.
For a while.
For a while, yes.
And I'm Hannah, this remote voice.
And I'm Mark, so yes, let's get the introductions out of the way.
We'll do this really slickly.
Yeah. We're doing this again. It's the first we've done for a long time because you should check out our Wikipedia page, the Singletrack Wikipedia page, because apparently someone's put on there that we were the first cycling media organisation to ever do a podcast, and that was way back in, I think, 2003.
I'm not going to tell you what I was doing in 2003, Mark. You'll be sad and upset.
Well, I was recording podcasts, apparently. And, here we are. So we're going to call this our Fresh Goods Friday podcast. So if we're going to give it a number, we better give it the number of our... What number Fresh Goods are we up to this week?
487.
487.
487, yeah. It's quite a lot of good, fresh stuff.
And this is the first one where we've included a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So this will be good. So what are we going to do? Right, well, we're going to run through a few things. We're going to talk about some e-bikes in this episode. We're going to hear an interview with Cedric Gracia. And we've got some Fresh Goods products we're going to tell you about. And then we're going to talk about some of the biggest stories of the week. Mm-hmm. So, where should we start? We've got a sheet here with some talking points on. I'm going to talk about e-bikes.
Okay.
We've just recently had...
We've just lost half our listeners, Mark.
No. We've just had an adventure on e-bikes, which you can watch and read about.
Coming soon.
Coming soon, that's right, yeah. Stand by for that. But anyway, I want to talk about e-bikes because recently there's been some, what I think are some almost evolutionary developments.
Evolutionary? Or do you mean revolutionary?
No, I think evolutionary is the right word here.
Okay.
We've lost a light, haven't we? A light's just gone off.
Luckily it's a podcast, so it doesn't matter how good we look.
Yes. I want to talk about the Specialized Levo SL, which is, I think, it is still, despite the fact another e-bike has been launched this week, which we'll get onto later, mm-hmm. I still think it's the biggest e-bike news that we've had for probably a year. The Specialized, if you haven't read the story that we've got on our website right now about the Specialized Levo SL, that features an onboard ride review that I did myself, then the Specialized Levo SL is an e-bike with a less powerful motor. Mm-hmm. It's only it's a 240 watt motor, but it's the amount of power it can put out, which is actually reduced. And that's coupled with a smaller capacity battery of, I think, 325 watts hours. Mm-hmm. Now, the whole thing with this bike is it weighs in at under 40 pounds, which is really quite remarkable for a full suspension mountain bike.
Yeah, I mean, that's not bike-shaped object zone, is it? That's a proper bike.
No, and I demonstrated, I think this is on our Instagram account as well, I actually lifted the thing above my head. Now
there were no hidden wires.
No. And I've got proper cyclist arms.
Actually, you really have got skinny arms.
I do. I've got the skinniest arms in the world. So if I can lift an e-bike above my head, then it's either very light or I've been having steroids for breakfast, and it's not the latter.
For reference, I had some elbow pads that were too tight, and I had to get Mark to test them.
Yes, right.
So that's enough of the humiliating of my boss.
Thank you very much for that. I am going to the gym, but it doesn't seem to be doing any good, does it? Anyway, so the interesting thing about this is how Specialized have developed this bike, because what they've done is they've used data to actually help them design this bike. Because for the last few years, how long has the Specialized Turbo Levo been going? I think it's about 3 years or 3 or 4 years.
2018? I don't know.
Yeah, I think we're going on for nearly 3 years. Well, as anybody who owns a Specialized e-bike will know, it comes with a Mission Control Specialized app that you can use to tune your motor, and you can use it to track your rides. And what this has meant is that Specialized have had a wealth of data about how we've all been riding their bikes for the last few years.
Well, slightly creepy.
Well, yeah, in these days of privacy and tracking, maybe it's an issue. But I think this is an example of how it's been used for good.
Right.
And what they've done is they've examined how we've been riding their turbo levos. And they've found that in the vast majority of cases, people are going out on their ride and coming back with like 40, 50% of battery power still in the tank.
Right.
which makes you think,
you don't need to carry all that battery around with you.
and that's the conclusion that Specialized have come to. And so they've reduced the capacity of the battery so that it matches more the behaviour of how we're riding e-bikes. And that's allowed them to keep the weight really low.
And even with the extra battery, the range extender added, it's still a light bike, isn't it?
It is, yeah. That extender battery is a 160 watt-hour extender battery, which is literally the size of a water bottle.
It fits in your bottle cage.
And it fits in a bottle cage, and it's about the weight of a full water bottle. That actually gives you an extra 160 watt-hours, which takes it up to about, 480 watt-hours in total, which is close to what I'm starting to call a standard lever, or a full-fat Levo, as we're calling them, which that brings me to an interesting point that I've raised in the office. Is about,
was I listening? Okay.
You probably were. I think you did participate in the discussion. What do we call bikes now that we've got e-bikes and
bikes?
Yeah, because we need to differentiate between an e-bike and a non-e-bike.
And if you call it a normal bike, then that's kind of putting the e-bike in as an out group, and that's not necessarily something that we want to do.
No, and the way that sales are going on e-bikes, I'm not sure for much longer we're going to be able to get away with not calling them normal. So we've
had acoustic,
which
is a bit folksy.
It is. Yeah, it's not really universal, is it? It's okay if you're into, electric and acoustic.
It's all a bit Bob Dylan.
It is a bit, isn't it? Yeah.
And then we've had muscular.
Muscular bikes. That's for a non-e-bike, isn't it? Muscular, yes. And there's it's kind of a funny discussion, but it's also kind of serious because we need to have some nomenclature to actually help us define what these are.
Posh word. Yeah, and preferably something short so that I don't have to type out like muscular every time.
So we keep calling them acoustic and electric bikes, which I don't think has legs really. So we're going to open this up to you, the listeners. Give us a shout. What do you think we should call e-bikes and non-e-bikes?
Oh, bring on the haters and the heckling.
Oh, that should be good, shouldn't it? Yes. Yeah. Get on the forum and tell us what you think.
It's not an e-bike, it's a motorbike. Yes, we've heard that one.
Right.
Yeah.
Moving on. What should we do next? Shall we do right.
Shall we let Cedric talk for a bit?
I think we should. We should have a break. So what have we got?
We have Cedric Gracia talking very Frenchly, in his very French accent, a kind of short interview, which you can read in the latest edition of Singletrack. And it is actually, we kind of basically just translated it and kept all the Frenchiness in, and it makes a lot more sense to listen to it than it does when you read it on the page.
Right. So,
or read it with a French accent in your head.
That's it. So over to Cedric.
Question number 1. I'm Réunion Island and the internet is so bad. Tell us who you are, what you do, and why we should go for a ride with you, whatever. Well, I'm Cedric Gracia, I'm 41 years old. Since I'm born, I'm on the BMX. Did BMX and skiing for until 12. And start mountain biking at 16. Basically, all my life, I've been an athlete and riding. Just a good way to get out my energy. I guess ADD helped me to be able to ride and make my parents happy. And when I go to bed, I'm quiet. Why you should ride with me? Because I think I can teach you a couple of things, have fun, and how to have a good time in a mountain. And I will tell you tons of story. Part of my life, racing and traveling the world. What have been your best memory or achievement from the last year? Well, Rampage always been really special for me in 2003, winning, not expecting it, just going for a fun ride with friends and hang out, no timing, just showing what you could do and the fun and basically riding, jumping, hanging out in America with a big crowd. And it was just like a blast. I mean, the competition aspect was basically on the side, really. But at the end of the day, when I come back in Europe, looked like it was a big deal. Frenchie winning in America. But achievement, I think I did pretty okay on result. Even if for me, it's just in the past. I'm not the kind of guy who look back too much in the past. I'm way more exciting in what is coming, and something big is coming. I'm being involved in making the bike, the Forester, and it being a big challenge. And everyone think I'm crazy, but I should cheer when I'm 41 years old, but it looked like I have a lot more in the tank than people expect from me. Then, well, I'm just following my little road, not looking back. All right, you crash your bike and you can only salvage one thing from it. What would it be and why? It's difficult. I would take my handlebar, because at least I can pretend if I close my eyes, I can still ride. If I can ride one trail the rest of my day, which is it? We ride the top to the bottom, from Cubil in Varno all the way to Rider's Boutique, because that's a massive run. But all day is going to be difficult, because after 4 times I did that full run, I'm pretty dead. But that would be something sick, because such a different, that's what I like from home. It's just such a variety of different dirt, and from trees to open space to steep to dusty to roots to jumps. That's covering it all, and that's why I like that program. Everyone wants to improve, right? What would you like to do better? I don't know. I like to take consideration what people tell me, how I should be better. That's why I've listened to my friends, my dad, because they have objective eye on me. I don't listen too much to other people, because some of the people sometimes are jealous of people I don't, really know. But yeah, I always take advice. Then I'll try to improve better every day. And I guess the age as well helped me to be a little bit smarter and making mistakes, because I make mistakes like everyone, I guess. And I try to learn from them. That's, I guess, how I do. But what I would do, we just try to get better for the people around me and for what I do as well. Well, it's really hard to say on this one. Which component do you break and or swap the most? Well, I guess I don't break too many things. I just abuse them, because I ride a lot. I maintain my bike, but when you ride a bike park every day, like up and down, up and down, up and down, yeah, components are just getting used a lot. Then tires, when you ride all day, obviously, it's just getting used. Then you need to change them. That's basically what I change the most. Sometimes I change some brake pads as well, but not as much as you can think. And cables a lot from gearing. When I go a lot of enduro and washing the bikes and everything like that, yeah, just is suffering a lot just because of just riding. And like more you ride, more you have to change part, and it's part of it for sure. But yeah, I'm pretty pleased at what MTB, component I'm made for, because a lot of things stay a long time if they are done right. What is your tip to becoming a better mountain biker? I guess, it's like everything. If you love something and you ride a lot and you pay attention and something, like you like a rider or something, the way you ride, you're going to start to analyze the way you do. And I think riding with better rider as well help a lot, because you can go behind the guy, kind of duplicate what he's doing in some stuff, try to as well shave some mistakes on what he do, and you learn so much more. But improving faster is definitely with riding with better guys, like show you the right line right away, show you a lot of stuff, then you learn instantly. you shave couple years right there. And as well, if the guy is with you, he can explain 2 or 3 things that he's doing and why he's doing it. That's what I try to do when I ride with riders are a little bit slower than me. I just tell them what to do and just turn down the speed a bit to make sure they can follow and get the same line, and help them for jumps and stuff like that. And it's cool at the end of the day when they're stoked, a big smile on their face, make you happy. What's the innovation that made mountain biking better and why? People are going to hate me, but I think kind of having an assisted bike, it's good because my dad can go ride with me now, can take his e-bike or whatever it is, or assisted bike, go riding with me. I'm suffering with the muscular one and getting my work done, getting shape, and daddy is just pushing me on the side and talking. That hurt a little bit, but it's awesome because we can share a lot more than before. He could never go with me. Then that's resume it all, spending time with the old guy, having fun. It's cool. It's awesome. What do you admire the most in mountain biking world? I guess the way everyone is even. Doesn't matter if you're rich or poor, whatever, as long as you're riding, having fun, everyone is on the same level. And this is super cool, Everyone is having fun. Doesn't matter where you're from, what nationality, what religion, rich, poor, whatever. All good. That's what I like and amazed me. And it's just a fair play sport. And that's for me what is the most important. What are you hoping to get up to in the next 12 months? The next 12 months is going to be tough, but it's going to be the result of hard work. Then it's all going to show me how much work we all being done, how good we did, and it's going to be an answer of all the question I was asking myself. Then in the 12 months, yeah, for sure, it's going to be pretty epic for me and pretty determined, a big result. I'm expecting a lot, whatever it is, but whatever it is, I'm ready. I've been working hard. I just hope what I did, I will make people happy. But we'll see in 12 months.
We're back. Okay.
We're back. Hope you enjoyed that Cedric Gracia interview.
French break.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what have we got next? Well, this is a fresh goods podcast. Mm-hmm. So shall we talk about some of the things that we've got in fresh goods this week?
Fresh goods this week. There is the new Troy D4 helmet.
Wow, helmets usually aren't that exciting either. What's exciting about this helmet?
It's the first new Troy D helmet for, we think, about 5 years.
Might be even longer. I think it might even be twice that. Might be even almost
10 years, even
almost a decade. Yeah.
Okay,
so that's big news. They've brought out a new helmet, which is the first revamp for 10 years.
Mm-hmm. And it comes in a composite and in carbon fibre.
And which one have we got?
We have got the full bling carbon fibre, I believe.
And that's pretty special because...
Because I'm scared to touch it.
Why are you scared to touch it, Hannah?
Because if I break it, it's £500.
Say what?
I know my brain is valuable and all of that, but it's £500.
£500 for a helmet. There better be a good crash replacement policy along
I don't know
with that,
what
I would think.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
That's outstanding. If you want to see pictures of this, then check out Fresh Goods Friday on our website this week, and you can see what a £500 carbon fibre full face helmet looks like. That's big news. That. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Slightly smaller news.
Go on.
I think I'm not sure what the product's actually called. It's like bike pyjamas. I've just heard Amanda describing her efforts to get a bike into the bike pyjamas. I'm hoping she's going to do a video.
Brilliant.
It sounds funny.
I'm going to guess that there's going to be some good pictures in this week's Fresh Goods Friday.
There always are.
In our inimitable style. Yes. No one sends in their products to us to be flattered, do they?
Well,
there's an
if they do, they haven't watched. Looked at the pictures in Fresh Goods Friday, I suspect.
Yes, absolutely. Right.
So something that's not in Fresh Goods Friday, though,
go on.
that, should have been, could have been, was the new Santa Cruz Heckler.
Yes, this is one of the big stories of the week, isn't it? Santa Cruz, who for many years, I don't know whether they officially said they were never going to do an e-bike or whether it was just assumed by all of the Santa Cruz followers and fans that they were never going to do an e-bike. But anyway, they have. There is now a Santa Cruz Heckler. Now, the Heckler has been gone from the range for we reckon about 5 years.
Yeah.
And now it's back. It's back with an engine. I shouldn't call it an engine, should I?
No.
It's back with a motor, an electric motor, and a battery. It's back with an E8000 Shimano steps motor and a 500 watt-hour battery pack. So this is what I've been calling full fat.
Yeah.
In light of some of the lighter e-bikes. But in terms of weight, for a full fat e-bike, it's pretty impressive. Let's start with the good things about it. The entry level. Yeah, the entry level model comes in at 47.5 pounds. Now, for a full fat e-bike, that's pretty good.
It's pretty good. I think though that the Mondraker carbon.
Yeah, you reckon that might be lighter?
A little bit lighter.
Yeah,
same kind of travel, and I think possibly the Santa Cruz, the base model, just edges in a little bit cheaper than the Mondraker one.
This is an interesting
but
point,
then
though.
Goes up to more.
We keep calling it the base model. Is it reasonable to call a base model a bike that costs £6,500?
Well, we've had a few pricey bikes on the website this week, and not all of them have been e-bikes even. So, yeah, they're certainly out of my reach.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. If you're not bothered about getting a base model of the Heckler, you can get the top of the range model,
which comes with all the SRAM access as well.
Yes.
So that instantly adds a good chunk onto your build kit cost.
It's ultra bling. It's got all the tech, and as you would expect, for a price tag of £11,999. This has caused some discussion on the forum.
Yeah.
Yes.
As did the Pivot, which was launched, which was not an e-bike.
Yeah, well, we kind of scared everybody at first.
They sent us the wrong prices. They sent us the Australian prices in pounds, I think.
Yeah,
but it's still quite a lot of money.
Yeah. Maybe if Will's listening to this, he can tell us how many Australian dollars you get to the pound these days. I'm not sure, but yes, it was an astronomical number. Which 12 grand for an e-bike, a Heckler e-bike that's got, well, I don't know. It's interesting. They haven't done anything particularly radical with it. It's a Shimano step system with the Shimano battery.
Well, an integrated battery.
Yeah.
You get, but it.
I don't know. There's a question here of whether we should expect a little more than that from Santa Cruz.
If you've waited all that time to launch it, then you want it to be like, oh yeah, that adds something new to the market, and I'm not totally convinced it does. I haven't ridden it, but going off the numbers and what's there, there's other things on the market that I think are probably a bit more exciting. Although that won't matter to some people because it's the Santa Cruz and that's what they'll want. Yes,
it was an interesting thing I was reading in the press release that they say that this is a bike, and I'm reading it here because I wrote it down on a piece of paper. This is a bike that allows you to go where the trails are empty. And I think this is the kind of the marketing spin that Santa Cruz are putting on this. Since they're kind of a little late to the market of e-bikes, they're kind of trying to, I feel they're hunting for a reason of why they're now entering the market. And the press release kind of goes on about how this bike allows you to go to places that normally you'd have to get shuttled up and down. So I think they're going for the whole kind of sessioning shuttle.
Well, and they were saying that they know of areas where there are too many people, effectively, on a small number of trails, when if you could get a bit further, you could spread all those people out.
Yeah.
Which I kind of get.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I was doing on the canyon last week. Yeah, but there are, of course, going to be people who are like, but I've been on these quiet trails, enjoying these quiet trails, and I'd like them to stay quiet. So,
and now they're going to be riddled with
people
electric Hecklers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is this a good thing?
So it's, I can see the environmental point of spreading things out when you've got too many people in one place is good. I don't think you're ever going to see so many Santa Cruzes on the trails that they alone are causing the problem. Yeah,
certainly not 6.5 grand entry price.
No. But, and, you know, in the UK, there's other barriers, like the weight of an e-bike means you're certainly not going to go poaching trails that you shouldn't be on an e-bike because you can't lift it over a stile and that kind of thing.
Well, I certainly can't.
So there are things that will keep people from being off in the wild.
Anyway, we've talked solidly about e-bikes all through this podcast. Shall we move on to something else? Because there is something else that I want to talk about. I want to get you to talk about, because the big news in the office this week is that you have been nominated for an award.
Let's just move on.
No, we're not moving on. Tell us, you're up to win an award. What's this award for?
So it's the Women's Cycling Awards, which is a new thing for part of the London Bike Show this year. And so I have been put forward in the Women's Cycling Writer of the Year award. So well, this is all, you know, very excruciating and uncomfortable. Public vote.
Public.
So there was a panel of people, I don't know who they were and who I should be cross with, that decided who was on the shortlist. And yeah, public can vote until the 7th of March, I think, maybe the 13th of March. And yeah.
So you'll be drinking free champagne at the
I
awards?
shouldn't think so. No. Some orange squash, I'm sure.
But you'll be there. You'll be there at the cycle show.
I think it would be churlish not to be.
Yeah. So if you want to meet Hannah, potential writer of the year, then get yourself to the cycle show next month.
Yes, you could do that. Yeah, or you could go and vote for somebody else who's like a proper writer.
Vote for Hannah. You know it makes sense. Vote for Hannah.
The whole thing is a bit weird because I spend quite a lot of time trying not to be a women's cycling writer because I'm a little bit uncomfortable about the whole kind of women's cycling pigeonholing thing. And I'd like it to just be cycling and women that cycle. And, you know, Amanda and I do things like put more pictures of women on bikes into Singletrack magazine and stuff like that because we just think it should be normal. Yes. But, you know, I can see that there's a place for showcasing women's work in a way that draws attention to it to try and help redress that balance. Yes. But yeah, the whole thing I just find really excruciatingly uncomfortable. And yeah.
We were a little cruel to Hannah when that press release came because we forced her to write the actual story on the website. You can go and read about all the other candidates in that story, so get over to our website and check out all the stories we've published this week. So I reckon we should sign off there.
Okay.
I reckon that's probably enough
torturing me. Yeah.
Absolutely, for us this week. So yeah, so let's bring that to an end and tell us what you think about this podcast. I think we are videoing it as well, so this might actually appear as one of those weird podcasts on YouTube.
I thought the whole point of a podcast was that people could imagine that we actually looked really cool.
Yes, yeah, and it's all about... We do. People look up to us bizarrely. Anyway.
They're looking down on my grey patches at the moment. It's really...
All right, you've got to get over to YouTube and check out the video. Yeah, let's get out of this studio because as warm as it probably looks on the video, it certainly isn't warm here, is it? So we're going to rush over back to the office and get some coffee and get warm. And we'll join you next week for another episode of the Fresh Goods Friday Single Track podcast.
Ta-ra.
Bye.